There's this thing, Funny Girl Vintage.
What's that?
You've never heard of Funny Girl Vintage?
No.
What planet have you been on? Funny Girl Vintage has all the hottest looks to make you feel your best, look your best, and just, like, if you don't have style, just go to Funny Girl Vintage.
But do they have timeless classics?
They have timeless classics. Vintage, unique pieces that you, like, didn't even know were available to buy.
I need that.
You do need that. I mean, I love your style, but, like, who doesn't need a little, like, refresher?
I need that.
So head over to funnygirlvintage.com or their Instagram at funnygirlvintage. You can make an appointment in the showroom for
their
the showroom.
Yeah.
You can also just, browse the items and maybe press add to cart. And if you do so, you might want to add in where it says code, the word night.
How do you spell that?
N-I-G-H-T.
One more time.
N-I-G-H-T.
And what do I get with that?
10% off.
Stop.
Any purchase, 10%.
Slay.
Who doesn't like a deal?
In this economy?
In this economy, you need a deal. So go ahead. Everyone shop Funny Girl Vintage, our incredible sponsor.
And we thank Funny Girl Vintage for
Thank
sponsoring
you.
this podcast.
We love you.
All right, guys. Welcome back to Night School. I'm Jessie Zand.
I'm Izzy Hunter.
And today we have a special guest in the studio.
Mac McElmurray.
Hello.
One
I'm
of
so
my
happy to be here.
dearest friends.
Yes.
We met back in Atlanta.
Almost 10 years ago.
Well, what? No.
I know.
How has it been that long? We were only 14 then?
Right?
Crazy. Yeah, we met on a TV show for PlayStation Plus.
Yes, that booming network.
Yes. Everyone knows all the hit shows on PlayStation Plus.
Yes.
Like Powers with a S.
Yeah.
Not to be
power.
confused with the 50 Cent show.
No,
unfortunately.
that one's
We
we
don't
wish.
want that smoke.
No.
we do not want
we
that
wish
smoke.
we worked on the 50 Cent show. We did not.
Yeah, we're trauma bonded for life.
We are. And I love you. And tell us about yourself.
Oh gosh, I didn't know I was going to be put on the spot this quickly. No. Yeah, I'm a writer, producer, produce live events, mainly for red carpets, award shows, that kind of fun stuff. Very
Well, we'll be getting into some
related.
Oscar predictions and discussion too. And on top of being a reality extraordinaire, you're a huge Real Housewives fan.
I am a Real Housewives encyclopedia. It's at least 40% of my personality.
So the only Real Housewives, as I think we've discussed on episode 3, the only Real Housewives that I'm like addicted to is the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because it's a level of television that I don't think anyone quite understands. I'd love you to give some context as to why that specific franchise
Compared to the other ones.
compared to the other one, like validate my love for it.
It's God tier.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the greatest show on television across all genres.
Yeah,
like The Sopranos
easy.
could never.
No,
like,
never.
it-
Never. Sorry, David Chase.
No, absolutely. It's just perfect. I mean, when you start out like episode 1 in the pilot with "You Smell Like Hospital" I was just like, we're in. Like, this is
We're
it.
in.
What do you want me to do? Matt say you smell like hospital when she gets both legs amputated.
And they've never let us down. Mary Cosby is an enigma.
She's the greatest thing to have ever graced America's television
Absolutely.
screens.
We're so lucky for
We're
her.
so lucky.
Never leave again. She left for a season, for 2 seasons maybe?
Yeah, 2 seasons. She
No,
came
no,
back
no.
as a friend, and we can never let her go again.
We will
Whatever
never.
cocktail of meds they got her
Yeah.
on this season, they need to keep it going.
You think Jen Shaw's going to come back?
100%. We're going to get a shot of her stepping out of a high heel, a Louboutin, stepping out of a limo, crushing into the snow, pan up to a bedazzled ankle bracelet.
Anna Delvey.
Yes, absolutely. Only tackier. And she's going to sit down with like Heather, and they're going to talk black eye.
Because
Heather's going to lose another 10 pounds before then too.
Yeah,
100%.
So she can just be like gone.
I also heard this lore about Jen. Like, there was a specific reason that she didn't like plead guilty, because she didn't want to like break a morality clause in her contract with Bravo so she could still be on. I don't know if that's like a rumor or not, but
I have not heard this, but that makes so much sense. There's never been a thirstier person to be on television, so that totally tracks.
There's also never been a guiltier person on Real Housewives.
I think that's part of what I got so into it about, was because you watch this person who so clearly was guilty, and everyone around her in this federal case was pleading guilty, and quite literally up until the day before trial, they're following her.
Yeah.
And then she pleads guilty. We never see her again.
Or she pleads not guilty.
She pleads not guilty originally throughout the whole
but then she
season. And then they all go to New York. Heather,
Yes. Okay.
Meredith, they all go to New York and like for her trial. And then the next day they wake up that she's supposed to go into court and she's pleaded guilty. And like then we just never see her again. We see the shot of her getting in the car and then that's it. And now we hear her and Elizabeth Holmes from Theranos are just like, running jazzercise classes in the pen.
Yeah, they are absolutely running that prison.
Up and down, up and down.
Imagine being celebrities in prison. Like celebrities of your prison. Like there's no way they're not.
No, 100%.
Also,
Jen is finding a way to get Botox in there, I'm sure.
Oh.
I wonder what she's going to look like now. What when she gets out, once everything though has dissolved.
Probably better than before.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna look way less
she
scary.
Gets to start on like a cleaner slate.
Yeah.
No filler.
She's gonna come out snatched.
Oh, absolutely. She's running those jazzercise classes
Absolutely.
in the pen. Like it's iconic. It's
Andy
remarkable.
Cohen found himself a gold mine.
Oh my God.
Of
Here's
those
to you,
hookers
Andy.
of those hookers
I mean,
in
and
Salt
then
Lake.
this is even like the only thing I can compare it to on Housewives, which I wasn't even that into, was Erica Jane. Do you know about all that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But
with her.
she had like reasonable doubt that she wasn't. I mean, she didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, she just
doesn't
put
know
her
what
eggs in the wrong basket.
Yeah, exactly.
Jen was out
She was
here
just swiping the
actively-
card. Jen was
Yeah.
like, "Where are the old people?"
Have you heard like the voicemails of like Jen Shaw being like, "This is Sarah from like whatever, like to collect whatever debt."
gotta look this up.
It's truly nuts.
How did her husband not get in trouble? Because he knew.
He's still like sticking by her.
Well,
And-
yeah, because he was probably part of it.
Oh, 100%. She's like a martyr.
It's perfect.
I bet it was a family operation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I bet her sons were doing it too.
I don't know what their
I can't
ages are,
find
so
it.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Oh, yeah. True.
I
I
can't
feel like
find
they're
it,
both
but-
in their 20s now.
Sure, yeah.
I love her. I want her to be free. She was the best. That franchise is the best thing on television.
100%.
I will never stop writing for that. It's a level of satire that I don't think we quite have wrapped up. Like there will be classes taught on this.
Absolutely.
It's remarkable. So moving on to Oscar predictions, though. I want to
Yes.
hear everybody's because you obviously produce a lot of the red carpet events for E.
Mhm.
So I wanted to hear what your Oscar predictions were and like what are some of your favorite films of this season?
I have my predictions and then I have my favorites.
Okay.
I'm a big Honora fan.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about this off air. I want to hear your thoughts on Honora because we both saw it.
I think it's phenomenal. I mean, Sean Baker can really do no wrong in my eyes. Like,
Really?
I've
Okay.
seen every one of his, or at least the last 5 of his films, and I think they're all perfection. I love the like authenticity of it. He hires like non-actors and like the actual sex workers to play the sex workers on screen. I think it's just brilliant. It just feels like you've been dropped into like a world, like, and it doesn't require too much like lore or explanation. Like it feels real and raw and authentic and like gritty.
Yeah.
I love it.
I definitely did feel that it does. You do feel like you were dropped into a
Yeah.
world, and the relationships and character development and dynamics that unfolded through the plot was really interesting. I just felt like it was, Izzy and I were saying this, it was like about 35 to 45 minutes too long. Like
Fair.
it was a bit too long for me, and there was a little bit too much of like the gratuity. Like we get it, you're fucking this Russian guy who
Mhm.
looks emaciated. Like congratulations, like let's wrap it up. I also was really, what the fuck am I supposed to take from the ending? That's my biggest.
That
gripe
was
with
my
it.
thing, was like,
What did you take from the
I-
ending?
I think it's like it's a woman who is trying to express like her gratitude to this guy, but the only way that she knows how to do it is through sex.
yeah.
And she's never had any guy like
Give a shit.
like give a shit to enough to like stop her and like just hold her.
Yeah.
Like what, and be a literal shoulder to cry on. I thought it was a very
Mm.
beautiful moment.
Mm.
But I do understand that it's not like super obvious.
I'm just comparing it, totally focused on Oscars and like
Mhm.
who should be winning. Cynthia versus Mikey for Nora, I just don't think there's a question.
No.
Yeah.
I think Mikey did an amazing job.
I agree.
I just don't think it's as hard to act like a 2024 like sex worker
That's
hoe
fair.
than it is to act like a witch and like fly through the sky and
Yeah.
sing at the same time. I just think it's when put up, I would just be pissed if
Yeah.
Cynthia loses.
I don't think she will.
I don't think
though,
she will.
right?
I do think that Wicked is probably going to sweep. Although they could do like the Lord of the Rings Return of the King thing and wait until like the final part to give it the Oscar. But I don't want Cynthia to win. Not because I don't think she deserves it. She absolutely does. She was phenomenal. But like Cynthia's press tour has been immaculate. Like she's a level of bonkers in an actress that we haven't seen.
She's
in,
like giving
a
Faye
long time.
Dunaway.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I've
Yeah.
heard she's really difficult to work with. No shade. This is me not being shady at
Well, she's
all.
so talented. She's allowed.
Exactly. We need those kind of divas back.
Yes.
This gives me hope for future filmmakers and filmmaking that like we even have an actress of this caliber who has the guts to act like that.
Yeah.
Because it's always like the freaking D-list stars with like stupid roles that are like acting like they're some shit. I've worked with actors who like most of the world doesn't know their name. They don't have starring roles and they're just act horribly to the cast and crew.
Yeah.
But when you're at that level and you're getting those roles, go ahead, be a
Oh,
diva.
yeah.
Be a diva.
I'm obsessed with her. Her whole press tour is insane, and like she wants it so bad because like she's an Oscar away from EGOT.
Is she actually?
Yeah, she has the Emmy, the Grammy, the Tony. All she
What?
needs is the Oscar.
She's a
and,
Grammy
like,
for what?
I can't even. I think the Harriet Tubman song maybe.
Probably.
But
Oh my gosh,
she-
that would be great.
yeah, she wants it so bad, which is why I don't want her to get it because if she gets it, like, you know,
Yeah,
she's
then
not going
she'll
to
be
keep
more
pushing.
boring.
She's not
She's-
going to keep
yeah.
taking these like Oscar bait roles and doing these insane press tours.
She
and,
will
like,
cut off Mikey Madison's head
Yeah.
if she wins.
Yeah.
She
Oh.
will. There will be drama.
Yeah.
There will be theater.
But yeah, I just want Cynthia to keep that, like,
That
for lack of a
spirit.
better word, desperation.
Yeah.
So that we keep getting these like insane interview bites that are just screaming, I want an Oscar. Because we might not get that if she gets the Oscar. Like, then she's got the EGOT. She's hanging it up, you know?
True.
She could be like, now that, because Glenn Close has fully like given up. She's doing like The Deliverance.
Oscar
She's
away
doing,
from
yeah.
it?
Like, well, she's like the most nominated person without ever winning. And like
crime.
now she's at a point in
Crime.
her career where she's like, that's an iconic enough title. Like, I'm just gonna do whatever. So like Cynthia can step up and like be that person to just keep taking these roles, like never getting it, and keep giving us like insane sound bites from press tours till the end of time.
I know we have a whole nother press tour next fall, next summer.
I'm more excited for the press tour than I am for the movie.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly, there's no
Honestly.
good songs left in the movie.
I know. Well, she wrote that original one.
Oh, she
What?
did?
Yeah, it just came out like 2 days ago. She like wrote an original song or co-wrote an original song for the second half that
With
she
the
said made the
creators?
entire crew cry. So,
I believe her. I believe anything that woman
Wicked.
says.
100%.
Original song for Alphaba Wicked for Good. When we filmed it, the entire crew was in tears. I love it. Oh my god.
I'm obsessed with her.
She's a legend.
She's everything to me.
I
That
don't-
smirk, her little like.
Her little. I love her. I want her to. All the lore too with her and her wife now. Like that was tea.
Yeah.
Like
This is really the year of the homewrecker.
it is the
I
year
know
of
the homewreckers are
homewrecker.
winning
Yeah.
this year. We do not condone it on this podcast.
No,
Yeah.
In
we're
fact, we're
trad.
the opposite. But
Yeah, Angelina Jolie, Cynthia Erivo,
yeah.
Ariana Grande.
Wait,
like,
who did Angelina Jolie homewreck?
Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, but like
Decades ago.
not decades ago.
decades
Yeah,
ago,
yeah.
she's been wronged since, so
Yeah.
we won't hold it against her. Brad
That's-
Pitt is a robot.
He's an
Yeah.
NPC.
I met him, and I was like, "That's not a real person.
No.
That's a stick with eyes
Where did you
and a
meet
lot of
Brad
makeup on the Babylon set."
Oh.
Granted, he was in a lot of makeup because he was playing like an aged out actor
Yeah.
in the scene. Basically, it was like the scene where he gets told like Gene's character is like, "You're nothing.
Yeah.
Your has been." So he was like supposed to look a little, but he looked so scary. He looked like one of like the fake humanoid like Westworld cowboys. Do you remember that show Westworld?
Yeah.
I love that show. I love the first 2 seasons of that.
So do we think Ariana and SpongeBob will make their red carpet debut?
I think so.
Really?
Are you gonna
Yeah.
see them?
I mean,
Yeah.
they'll at least
You might see them next week at the
Yeah.
Globes, right?
Yeah, they'll at least like walk by.
Yeah.
Be like, Ari.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think she's going to win Best Supporting?
I mean, she's kind of the one to beat right now.
The Academy isn't going to want to give her flowers. I just have this feeling there's still so many old Hollywood pretentious, like she's a pop star and a Nickelodeon star. Like we don't want to deface whatever sort of
Dan Schwartz.
Yeah, Dan Schneider.
Dan
Yeah.
Schneider.
Dan Schneider
And we don't-
apologists
Yeah.
are going to make sure she does not win.
Yeah, and like, we don't want this girl who jacked off a potato on Nickelodeon like getting anywhere close to the gold.
I think she'll get it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's also so delulu that I think they're going to be like, all right,
Yeah.
we're scared of, but yeah, they could wait till part 2. I just don't think part 2 is going to be as
No.
good as a
Yeah.
movie, just because truly the 2 best songs, Defying Gravity and Popular, were in
Yeah.
the first part. They
There's
should
only
just
one
save-
good song left for
For
good.
good, yeah.
good.
Which is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Is
from
it
any
Elfie
musical.
or is it
It's both
Glinda?
of them.
Oh.
It's a duet between the two of them. It's honestly one of the most beautiful odes to friendship I've ever.
I'm
I've
such a
ever heard.
novice. I loved Wicked. I
Mhm.
freaked out, and because I loved the music in middle school, we all were listening to it, but I never saw it, so I actually don't
Yeah.
know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I
in
know,
the
I've never
second
seen the
part.
stage production either.
I'm excited. Yeah, me either.
This is like the second half is really my least favorite part. It's like it kind of goes downhill quick.
I heard she has a blue dress though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We have that to look forward to
Yeah.
in
we
the
have-
press
we-
tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's
little less
excited.
pink.
She doesn't have to wear pink for
Huh.
like the next 12 months.
Yeah, because she's been looking washed out.
Yeah.
Gariana's been looking washed.
I kind of
the
miss
fuck
when
out.
she was, changing races and doing
I,
like
yeah,
the
I miss
deep
when she was
tan. She's
blackfishing
Italian.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Like-
she's also been black, Latina.
She was
Asian.
Asian
Yeah.
while she was on The Voice.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, her little Harajuku moment where she had
Yeah.
her misspelled Japanese hand tattoo. Did you guys ever see
No.
that? Oh my god, that's iconic.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm
Yeah.
nervous.
Oh yeah, it's like completely
Stop.
misspelled.
What?
Yeah.
Why would she do that?
Is that why she wears those giant sweaters to cover up that
Was she
misspelling
trying
of the
to
tattoo?
date like a member of the Yakuza? Like what? What was her angle here?
she was
Because I do
on-
feel like she panders to whatever guy she's. Maybe this was the Pete Davidson.
So
era?
instead, yeah, so it was post Pete Davidson. It was after 7 Rings. And she was trying to get, hoping a translation of her hit 7 Rings, but ended up with a tattoo that said small charcoal grill. Japanese.
That's kind of who she is, though. She's kind of a small charcoal girl.
Yeah, that is. Spiritually,
You
she's a
ask me.
small charcoal girl.
Oh, it
Especially
says
in
she's
this photo.
vegan here. That would track with how she looks lately.
Yeah. Like
Wow.
that's small
Small charcoal grill.
Oh my God.
I don't know about palm tattoos.
Yeah, hand tattoo. Also, why does her hand look like a wax figure?
That's
It really
scary.
does.
They look like hot dogs.
Is she okay? She
Yeah.
wasn't okay here.
Are her sodium levels all right?
Yeah.
Definitely not. She's vegan.
She goes, indeed, I left out this piece right here, which should have gone in between. It hurts like fuck and still looks tight. Well, I don't know about that. I would have lasted one more symbol, LMAO, she tweeted, but this also peels a ton, so it won't last. So if I miss it enough, I'll suffer through the whole thing next time. Please leave me and my tambourine grill alone. Yeah. All right. Honestly, after revisiting this, she deserves an Oscar.
Yeah.
After having a misspelled Japanese tattoo on her hand,
I wonder if it's still there. I didn't see it in Wicked.
Oh, I mean, they definitely
I know, I'm
covered it up,
kidding.
but she does. I think it still is because I saw her during the press tour like hold her hand out and like cover it really quick. Like
She's like, yeah, it'll go away. That was 5 years
that
ago.
was 5 years ago. Speaking of Hollywood tea, I guess this episode is the Hollywood tea episode. The Soup 2.0.
Oh my God, the soup.
Miss
Wow.
him.
Oh.
He's a good comic. Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. I'm sure by the time this comes out, there'll be a
He's
fuck
trash.
ton. Yeah, a fuck ton more updates. But like,
Yeah. He's apparently counting. I saw today on Twitter, he's planning to countersue her for her lawsuit.
oh, of course.
And he's
yeah.
like, yeah, I have a bunch of stuff. It's like, dude, you texted a screenshot of Hailey Bieber stan account, or no, Selena stan accounts taking down Hailey Bieber and saying you wanted to emulate that to one of like the most famous actresses out there. You're not, there's nothing he can show.
Also, the audacity. We were talking about this off air. Like the audacity to run like these like pushing the envelope sexual harassment with one of the biggest stars and some have said most difficult stars to work with, to try and run that game with her was a level of narcissism and psychosis that mirrored Weinstein, shall we say.
She said it ends with me, bitch.
Yeah. Literally.
She will get the last word,
Yeah.
and Ryan, whatever his face, Reynolds, will be standing behind her with their 10 children and
Buckets
Taylor
of
Swift.
money. Yeah, and Taylor Swift.
Taylor's, honestly, Justin, pipe down. You don't want a Taylor Swift song coming out
No.
about you, because that
No.
will truly... Have we heard from Jake Gyllenhaal after all too well 10-minute version?
No. Every minute
John
of that
Mayer,
song.
he had to go play with the Grateful Dead. That's the only place he's accepted now.
Yeah. He can't even have a public relationship now. He's so
No.
scarred.
No, Taylor Swift will ruin you. Like, don't make her.
And Blake Lively's such like an interesting like character in our culture because like it's not like she's really that prolific of an actress.
No.
Like,
not at all.
Yeah.
She played Serena perfectly. She
Yeah.
played an insufferable blonde
Yeah.
perfectly. I love that show. It's canonic.
Oh, absolutely.
No one ever come
It's
for
perfect.
Gossip Girl. Even
No.
if the last few seasons are bad, I don't care. She was perfect in that role, and she will forever be iconic because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, you're right. That's a good point,
And she
Max.
was cute in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants and like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. She was in like cute
She's
teen
done
movies.
some stuff. Yeah.
But to your point,
Accepted.
I mean, accepted.
Yeah.
Not a prolific actress
No.
that, you know.
Yeah,
will-
she's not like you're like Nicole Kidman or something.
No,
yeah.
no.
Or like Jennifer Lawrence.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
She's never been nominated for probably anything.
No.
No.
Except like a Teen Choice Award.
Or a
but-
Yeah.
Razzie.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, probably, yeah.
For Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the
Yeah.
point?
I don't know what you're an egomaniac who like gets off on the power.
It sounds like a narcissist who feels like he's been wronged in Hollywood
Yeah.
because her husband's very successful. He's like a Marvel Deadpool, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Also
she's-
has all this other, like he's like one of the biggest investors in Mint Mobile, which is now like
Right.
coming up to be
Mint Mobile.
it's a cell phone company that like offers like really cheap cell phone plans, like
him.
to undercut like Verizon and AT&T, and they have like iPhone, like they have everything.
Is he for the working class?
I mean,
it
he's-
sounds like it.
Yeah, yeah. Capitalist Barbies, capitalist Ken
Yeah.
is what Ryan Reynolds is giving.
Yeah.
There was a really interesting though TikTok. I'll see if I can find it, where this lawyer was talking about how they got the screenshots in that lawsuit.
Yeah, that
Because discovery hasn't happened yet. So typically, when you submit a complaint, like a lawsuit complaint, and you have these allegations, the lawyers then can request for discovery, and that's when they can then subpoena and petition in like civil, or not, in criminal cases. Civil, I think it's a little bit different, but they would then like subpoena and request the records and have the whole discovery process. But the fact that they already submitted the complaint with all of these receipts means that there was a leak inside Baldoni's camp. Like someone had to turn those over in order to have that included, because discovery hasn't happened yet.
Probably
so
his publicist, because she like dropped
Yeah.
him.
yeah, I think it was the publicist.
Yeah.
I think
a
it
girl's
was
girl.
a girl's
At the end
girl.
of the day, shout out to Justin Baldoni's former publicist.
Yeah.
You're a real one.
Yeah, you're a real
That
one.
Hailey Bieber stan tweet
Yes.
has sent me so hard that I'm still laughing about it.
Yeah. Because that was like the team that he hired was the same team that represented like Johnny Depp in like the Amber Heard of it all.
Yeah.
Like the smear campaign on her. Like,
Yikes.
I hope that this starts like a flood of like finding out about all these like smear campaigns about celebrities that we hate because of the media.
Yes,
you know?
I
like,
agree.
too.
I just
think
find
it's
it
unfair.
fascinating.
Me too.
Amber
Me too.
Heard, I will always stand for Amber Heard.
Interesting take.
Oh my God, always. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? Like, poor thing. She dated Johnny Depp and Elon Musk. Granted, it was her own
Oh,
choice,
God.
but honestly, I just feel like she was one of those actresses who was very beautiful and very wronged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just,
I think they're
fuck
both.
with
I
her.
think her and I think It Takes Two to Tango, and I think she was also equally out of her.
yeah, but
Fucking
he's so
mind.
much more powerful than her in so many ways.
True,
That's the
true.
thing. Is like none of these Musk and Johnny Depp. It's like she had no
Yeah.
stake in the game ever,
True.
ever. She's sure she's an actress. She was in what, Aquaman,
Yeah.
and I can't even think of what else she's been in.
Yeah. Whatever
Like-
movie that she met Johnny Depp on. That...
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the one.
yeah.
the rum diary.
Sure.
The rum diary.
That's what it was. I think it
wasn't
was. I think it was the Rum
Crazy
Diaries,
that I
yeah.
remember that. I've never seen that movie.
Never seen it. No, probably won't ever
Yeah.
see it.
My dad worked on a TV show, a CW show, Hidden Palms.
I literally was just talking about Hidden Palms like
Shut
2
up.
weeks ago with
Shut
my
up.
friends. I was obsessed with that show.
Me
Taylor
too.
Handley is like partially responsible for my sexual awakening.
Same. Honestly, same.
Yeah.
And Amber Heard is the reason I wanted to be blonde someday, which I did become. Because I
Oh,
saw
yeah, I met
her.
you as a blonde.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was because of her.
Amber Heard, yeah. Here
And
we
the
go,
Parker
Hidden Palms.
Hotel.
Palms.
The reason I love the Parker Hotel is because they filmed it here. And so my dad was filming the pilot there, and I went to visit him, and I remember seeing Amber Heard walk by, and I was like, that's what I want to look like when I grow up. And then
She's stunning.
She's gorgeous.
The show was amazing.
Honestly, the
What was it
OC
about?
Who. This kid who moves to Palm Springs, she's like the hot girl in town who's mysterious.
Yeah.
There's like maybe a murder.
Yeah, it's like the OC meets like Melrose Place kind of.
About Palm Springs.
Yes, boo.
Hilarious.
Which I thought was like the chicest place in the world when
Yeah.
I saw this show. And now I've been there so much. I'm like, it's just a slab of dirt.
Yeah.
Do you want to know the funniest part? The pilot was filmed in Palm Springs, but the rest of the series was filmed in Phoenix, Arizona. My dad had to move
tracks.
to Phoenix afterwards.
Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about before we head into advice questions, we have a lot. Okay, so you brought up, Mac, before we started rolling, you brought up the Nutter Butter in TikTok to me, and I don't think I can not talk about this.
We've been living under a rock, clearly.
I've been living under a rock, so I guess like
Yeah.
the
This
brand,
has been going on for a few months, and I just found out about it.
this is the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. First of all, the bio of Nutter Butter is just yes of their TikTok, and it is
All caps.
it is an insane acid trip.
It's so unsettling.
Verbo comments, is that an Airbnb?
It's like a bloody house. I don't even
These
know. Is that
interns
blood or
run these
peanut
accounts are
butter?
incredible.
Yeah, honestly, pay whoever is the social media coordinator for the Nutter Butters account. This is my petition to get you a raise. You deserve it. You are getting think pieces
Yeah.
written about you.
CMO, like Chief
Yeah.
Marketing Officer.
All the snack companies are
Yeah.
tapping in.
Oh, absolutely.
The fact
As they
that-
should. They
Yeah.
should be taking notes because this is like the greatest marketing campaign. Because like Nutter Butter is one of those things that like I'm never seeking out a Nutter Butter,
No.
but like when it's there, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my god, Nutter Butters are
sure.
fucking delicious. But like I never think about a Nutter Butter unless it's directly in front of me. Now after seeing this, I'm never gonna not think about Nutter Butter
I know.
for the
I'm
rest of
gonna
my
be
life.
like, maybe I'll go buy a Nutter Butter.
I'm gonna go
after
straight
this.
from here to buy a pack of Nutter Butters.
What is Clear Blue? Is that a pregnancy test? University of Miami?
I have no one to talk about this with.
Oh, Clear Blue's so lonely.
It's like Dave LaChapelle like directed this
Yeah,
marketing campaign.
Yeah, so David LaChapelle. This is crazy.
So acid trip.
Insane.
Honestly, I think other brands should do their own version.
Like, what's the Swedish Fish account doing?
Yeah.
The Swedish Fish account should do that, but like hippie, esoteric,
Yeah,
like Mother God visuals.
absolutely.
And let's see
acid.
what they're doing.
This is like a horror movie. Nutter Butters is tapping into the what's
Yeah, it's like
Swedish?
A24.
Yeah. Nutter Butters thinks they're A24. Yeah, like not even close. Not even close.
No.
What is this? No. Oh,
Oh, those look
God.
good though. What are the pink and green ones?
This one?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's wicked.
Oh my god. How much money is in that budget, marketing budget?
I
That's a
would
great
say
question.
probably $600 million. I'm not kidding. Or more.
Insane.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Or more. $1 billion. I mean, they probably made $5 billion off of that movie.
They made so much money.
Off of all the merch too.
Yeah.
God.
Okay, the other thing I wanted to bring. Okay, so somebody sent this video, and I want to get everybody's thoughts on this.
Would you not sleep with a girl just because she's on her period? Like, would you be like,
I'd be excited about the situation, actually. The blood coming from the cervix.
yeah,
I truthfully believe that it has some divinity to it. I believe that it has healing
I agree with
components.
that.
It's just something that I love to entertain and be a part of.
I think that's how you create a soul tie.
If it doesn't create a soul tie, it sure as hell creates a wonderful experience.
Honestly,
If I
say it,
can't-
King.
Get my sword a little bloody, I'm not a good knight.
I think there's some truth to that. That like there's some like blood spell that goes on.
Sure, I think it's just like the name of the game. Like, you need to get involved. Like, don't be a pussy. But it's like, these are the male. Like, here's the problem with straight male heroes. We were talking about this with Alana. That's their hero. That's who they've got. That's the.
I've seen that guy's not suited for work Twitter. Like,
Oh,
really? Oh, so they're
T.
porn stars.
oh, well, just at least the one on the right.
Honestly, though, I'd rather have that than men being like, oh, when women bleed, like, ooh, so disgusting.
True.
Yeah, but this is too much.
This is cringe.
They're
Like,
honestly like co-opting our periods.
Yeah, exactly.
The pendulum has swung too far in one direction.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, babe, are you in your period? Can we, you
Can
know?
we soul tie?
Can we just, can I see what's in there?
Can we blood bond?
I actually do have a little experience with this. I've had
Not a gold star.
no, I've had sex with one girl one time in my entire life when I was a freshman in high school, and she was on her period at the time.
Oh.
And we are not soul tied. So or
shocked.
bonded in any way, shape, or form.
Disproved.
Yeah,
And,
disproved.
Yeah.
False.
It wasn't that turned me away. It was just, the whole package.
The whole
It's
package,
just
yeah.
not for me.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's not for me either.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
everyone
everyone.
yeah,
not
but you
for
gotta
me.
try it.
Okay, now we are moving on to our advice segment. Thank you guys so much for writing in.
Yeah,
please
thank you.
continue to ask us questions.
Your
Tiny
questions
URL.
are great.
They are tinyurl.com/night school advice. We will be starting to do phone calls, both live and voicemails coming in 2025. So keep an eye out for that. We'll have a dedicated number and you guys can leave us a voicemail, but more to come there. So we're really excited for all the fun stuff coming out. I'm a 17-year-old drag queen who goes to art school by day and by night shakes ass for Twinks and WeHo. Love already. Sold. Whatever you need. I just got accepted into the Savannah College of Art and Design, SCAD, and I have no clue how I would be able to afford it. My mother 3 months ago found out about the whole working in bars thing after 3 years of me doing it and has basically banned me from performing till I turn 18. I turn 18 in March. She even went as far as telling my entire family that they are not allowed to drive me to any of my gigs in the time being, but I've secretly worked a few times without getting caught. I have no clue how I'm going to pay for college, especially one of the top fashion schools in the country. What should I do? I'm worried I won't have enough time of performing to afford my $60,000 tuition. What do y'all suggest I do?
Well, as someone, I actually attended SCAD, the Atlanta campus, for like less than a year. And I know they are a very expensive school. But being an expensive school, they have a lot of money. It's a great school for like networking for the future too. They have incredible connections. Like you will get a job if you go to SCAD, a great job. I would look into some sort of scholarships if they have, or any sort of grants or scholarships you can find. Just do some like real hard research on that.
Yeah. Also, ChatGPT is your friend. I start looking through, like, start asking ChatGPT, like, what are the best grants and scholarships I can apply to from now until when the deadline is. That's something that I think a lot of people are scared to do. I know when I was going to college, like, I was accepted into a university that I couldn't afford. That was my top choice. And I ended up not going because for various reasons, but like the scholarship piece was really daunting. And in hindsight, I met so many people at college that I ended up going to that had applied for various grants and scholarships, and it is not as daunting as it feels. I know right now I so feel for you because this is such a stressful time. You feel like this is a decision that's going to be like change the trajectory of your life in so many serious ways, and mostly for positive. So just lean into your college counseling program. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I was lucky to have teachers that really cared about me and wanted to help me. And so I would assume if you got into SCAD that you have a network of teachers behind you that really, really care about you. And don't be afraid to ask for help. And leverage resources that you can find online like scholarships. Use ChatGPT. Find ways to advocate for yourself in those avenues. And then also ask for help. I think the other piece of this is your mom not letting you work, or do drag. Like, that's really fucked up. Like, you should be able to make money however you are able to in a legal way that doesn't put you in jeopardy, which is exactly what it sounds like you're doing. I don't think that is going to be a make or break in terms of being able to afford to go to the school, I think you will have to find a scholarship or grant of some sort to
Or student loans.
or student loans.
Yeah.
That's also
Honestly.
another avenue. Like, find as many grants as you can because those you won't have to pay back. And then you may have to take out some student loans. I have student loan debt. You know,
Everyone has it.
everyone has it. You'll also be able to defer a lot of it too after you graduate until you get a job. So that's also, you know, you don't have to worry about it mounting and like, you know, not having a job right out of college and then starting to have to pay that debt off. You have some time. So just lean into your network that you have at school with college counselors. Start doing some research about grants and scholarships, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Ever since I've seen the little piece of shrimp reel, not only have I got it sucked into all your episodes, thank you, I also can't shake off the dream of putting an LPOS, little piece of shrimp, into my toxic ex's car or flat. Any advice on how to sneak my way in when we have no contact whatsoever? I've already moved past the worst breakup ever in which he offended me multiple times, called me a devil's bitch for my values, like standing up for human rights. Oh,
Devil's bitch. That's
Devil's-
a new one. I've never.
devil's bitch. I will be
Getting
using that.
creative.
But I can't let go of the fact that he stole a concept of an event we created together after we agreed we won't produce it without the other one. He continued not changing a tiniest thing, and I had little power to call him out on it. Anyway, I'm still the devil, and he hates me. I could use some creative support on a non-law breaking way of getting into his private property to get a foul, smelly revenge.
How private is it? Is there a gate? Is there a? You could throw eggs over.
Yeah. As someone who's like locked their keys in their car a lot, it's pretty easy to like kind of like pry open the top part of the door and like to stick a clothes hanger in there.
That's true.
And
I've done that too.
You could stick a shrimp in there.
Yeah.
Easy.
There was somebody on Little Piece of Shrimp, again, not condoning this in any way, that said if you're able to get a syringe and get some sort of coyote urine, take the syringe and then inject the coyote urine into the weather stripping of the car. You don't need access to the car, and I quite frankly couldn't even tell you what weather stripping is, but evidently that is a method that you could deploy said coyote urine and you wouldn't need access to the car, allegedly.
Can you just get like coyote urine at like Bass Pro Shop or something?
You
like,
can, but I wonder if this person's in
Oh, wow.
Europe, so that's my
Okay.
only
They probably
thing.
are.
What about like
Here's-
the juice from like a tuna can?
I would print out, like people say, like give their number to people.
Mm-hmm.
Print out a picture of him or put his number on a flyer and just put it in like a weird part of town and write, you know, I want to sit in the cuck chair. Or you could write, I will be your little pet dog for
Yeah,
the day.
I'll be your little princess pup.
princess puppy.
Yeah.
I want to be your princess puppy.
And like put one of those like leather masks on
but please
the
start
flyer.
talking funny, kinky when you call me.
Yeah, yeah. Or is there like a pet name that his father, mother, like brother or something that would call him? Like Griff the pup boy or something. Like put
Yeah.
that all over the flyer. And then so when they call him, they start using, you know, some sort of little name that one he would be accustomed to being called. Also maybe reference that he only will take the calls if it's spoken in code. Like
Yeah.
anything to mentally destroy him that isn't going to necessarily be directly tied back to you is your best way to go.
Or just sign him up for a lot of shit online. Find like the weirdest stuff you can sign. As long as you have his number and his name.
Will you grab?
Yeah, start him a grinder profile.
Yeah, start. Honestly,
Get
I
some
didn't say
freaky
it.
old dudes over there.
Just kind of go through the comments of Shrimp. Like there were quite a few
Yeah, there's
creative methodologies for deploying revenge on there that we do not condone on this podcast legally, but allegedly
don't
there
know
are
what you saw.
some, you know, there are some methods that you could deploy there. Yeah, I think that's your best. Or like put his number on back pages, like soliciting sex. Start an OnlyFans for him
Yeah, and make the money.
and make the money yourself.
Um,
Maybe put that on the flyers.
just put like, just edit pictures of him and like Facetune them so the face looks like a little different, and then put like little wigs on top in the picture, like
In the
funny
picture,
wigs,
perfect. Yeah.
and put him around his neighborhood.
Yes.
So people think it's him.
Yes.
Like they're not going to know it's you,
Yeah.
especially if it's a picture from like Instagram or
Yeah.
online somewhere.
I
Yeah.
also found out recently it's really easy to buy like a domain name. So you
Yeah.
could like whatever his name is .com and like make it like a website where you donate to like things that he hates
Yeah.
or something.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's
like
associated with
women's
his
rights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah, yeah.
associated with his name.
Yeah, just build him an entire fake life that he will now have
Yeah.
to say, that's not me,
No.
in a way that makes him look horrible.
I think we've given you plenty of things that you may or may not be able to deploy that we don't necessarily condone on this podcast or at Night School Production LLC. But, and also just go through the comments. Like, I think you'll get inspired. But I wish you the best. This
Yeah,
guy
let
sounds
us
like
know.
a fuckboy and an idiot. And if he's gonna fucking, it sounds like you're over the worst part of the breakup, but like, fuck this guy. And
If someone called me a devil's bitch, I'd be like, yeah.
also start making merch with Devil's Bitch on it. I would
Yeah.
make that
Honestly.
my entire
Yeah.
personality if I were
Same.
you. I would, my Instagram name would be changed. Like, I would get bumper stickers made. Like,
Take it back.
Take it back, claim it, reclaim Devil's
Reclaim
Bitch.
it.
Fuck, I might make merch out of it. That's great. That's
Yeah.
awesome. All right. Well, that wraps up episode whatever the fuck this was. I can't even. I lost
I don't know
count.
what day it is.
Mac, thank you so much for joining. This was
Thank
so
you.
fucking fun.
Thank you so much for having
We
me. This was
love
a
you.
blast. I love you guys.
Guys, we
love
didn't
you.
even talk about our experience in South Carolina, so you'll have to come back.
Oh my God. We're gonna save that for the Patreon.
yeah, gays
We're-
for Kyle White.
Gays for God lot. That was
Yes.
an incredible trip. That will be on the Patreon. The whole wedding breakdown will be on the Patreon. So stay tuned for that. But we love you guys and we'll see you next
Love
time.
you. Thank you.
Bye.